Hey, it's Colin from Clutch Conundrum. Today we're taking a look at the AMVR CM1 Comfort Kit for the PSVR2. AMVR provided me with this in exchange for my review. So with that being said, let's unbox it, install it, and put it to the test.
So here we have the product box itself. Let's get this open and we'll see what's inside. I do like how each part is bagged separately. Here we have the rear pad that sits on the back of your head. For this you have two options. You can either attach the leather sponge pad or the ice silk gel sponge pad. In this bag we have the leather strap that goes along the top of your head, and we have an additional set of pads for the rear pad. Again, the rear pad you can choose between leather and ice silk gel. Up next we have the forehead bracket with one of three pad options already attached. And you'll notice there are two magnets here, which make swapping between the three pad options very easy. Here we have the rear headrest, which attaches to the back of the headset. And from here, you'll take that rear pad that we unboxed earlier and attach to this headrest. When we pulled out the forehead bracket, I mentioned that there was a pad already attached and that in total you had three pad options. Well, here are the other two. So in total, you can choose between ice silk gel, ice silk, and leather gel. And last but certainly not least, we have the instruction manual and the pry tool for removing the stock pads. So without further ado, let's get all this installed. The included instructions are detailed, simple, and easy to follow. First, we'll use the pry tool to open the clips on the stock forehead pad and stock rear pad. Opening these clips is what will release the pads and allow us to install the Comfort Kit. Both the forehead pad and the rear headrest in the Comfort Kit have very helpful down indicators, so you know exactly which position these pads need to be in before you install them. Once you line up those indicators, push the pads into their designated position until you hear a click, and they're installed. Once the rear headrest is installed into the headset, you take the rear pad and you clip that into the rear headrest. The leather strap is quite simple. One end inserts under the Velcro of the rear pad, and the other end loops through the top section of the forehead pad. As mentioned during the unboxing, the forehead bracket has magnets, which make swapping out the forehead pads no problem. And likewise, the Velcro of the rear headrest makes swapping out the rear head pads just as easy. The install only took about 5 minutes, and overall the entire process was pretty seamless and straightforward. So now that we have the Comfort Kit installed, let's put it to the test. After putting the headset on with the Comfort Kit installed, I immediately noticed a big difference compared to the stock pads. It barely took any adjusting to find the sweet spot, both in terms of clarity and comfort. While I do play a wide variety of VR titles, lately I've been playing a lot of racing games, so that means there's lots of quick head movements, whether it's checking mirrors, your lane position, or the minimap. Whether it was an intense racing game or a simple little puzzle game that I could play while seated, the Comfort Kit helped keep the headset in place throughout all of my play sessions. At no point during my testing did I ever have to pause the game so I could readjust the headset, which is something I have to do a lot with the stock pads and even other products in this category. It stayed put, but most importantly, it stayed comfortable. I mainly stuck with the ice silk gel pads, since sometimes using a VR headset can leave the user feeling a little warm. Everything felt great for me temperature-wise. So with that being said, time to wrap it all up and I'll give you my final thoughts.
We unboxed it, we installed it, and we tested it. So what do I think of the AMVR CM1 Comfort Kit for the PSVR2? Having used other products like this in the past, I can confidently say that this is one of, if not the best, comfort solutions out there for the PSVR2. The install was simple and easy, and the play sessions were much more enjoyable when using the Comfort Kit. I have no issue recommending this product, and I plan to keep it a part of my VR setup. So with that being said, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.